How does one idol expressing frustration suddenly turn into a witch hunt against another group? Hi, welcome to my totally legit K-pop news show. My name is Angelina, and today we're going to be discussing Bangchan being upset over people not greeting him properly and how I've kind of got dragged into this. We're going to be discussing some concert etiquette, aespa stylists being under fire for certain fashion choices, and much more. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. Feel free to skip through this video using the timestamps below. Don't worry about messing with my watch time. I have accidentally pissed off Le Seraphim Stance. They got you covered. Okay, so I was seeing articles written about Bangchan. Bangchan. Do people really say Bangchan? Is that how he says it? Every time I say Bangchan, everyone's like, you're pronouncing it wrong. I'm like, is it literally Bangchan? Or are you guys gaslighting me? I wouldn't put it past you, but I've never actually heard him pronounce it. If an Australian accent comes out anytime during this, don't look at me. This is the first thing I saw about it. Male idol taking a massive jab at other idols right now. And I thought, wow, that's quite dramatic, isn't it? So let's take a look. I'm not like cussing people out or anything. Let's see. So let's check out this TikTok.
How's Music Bank in Paris? Music Bank in Paris was good.
So basically this is an episode of his Chan's Room, right? That he does on YouTube, he live streams. And some fan asked him, how was Music Bank in Paris? He goes on to compliment artists that he got to share the stage with. I'm doing commentary in between because I swear to God, if JYP tries me today with the copyright claim, oh my God.
I don't know, I might sound like a boomer. Because generations are different. I feel like it's come to the point where greeting someone is not considered as basic manners. I'm not like cussing people out or anything. It's just that if you see someone walk by, you say hi, you go, oh, 안녕하세요. But then if they don't reply back, it'd be like, what? Okay, this generation is allowed to do that.
The boomer energy.
Just not care. There were
I love him. Oh my God.
a few scenarios where that would happen. At first I was like, okay, what? But then the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just over exaggerating. Maybe just I'm thinking too much about it. Maybe I'm just a boomer. I mean, I'm not gonna say names.
I'm not gonna say names. Okay, so essentially he's just saying that it feels like there's generational differences between him and other people that are not greeting him properly. It seems innocent enough, right? However, there's just a little bit too much information that we know at this point, right? We know that it's Music Bank Paris. We also have the lineup here. So we have NMIXX, IVE, and Hyphen, P1 Harmony, Gravity, AB6, Stray Kids, of course, The Boys, Mamamoo as well. Also, none of the groups was specifically mentioned by him, but the international roaches are already dragging one female idol group. Music Bank was already scheduled a month ago. He just made an unproblematic remark, but right now, there's already a victim group because of this. Bangchan himself mentioned that it could be a misunderstanding or he didn't say anything, but he ended up taking a wide-range jab. You've seen your fans harass others so relentlessly and cruelly for something you said, and then you say something like this again. Did he misunderstand the fan's question? Why is he saying this to his fan? He must have a lot of things to say about Parisian fans instead, but so this is what a lot of Korean fans are saying, right? However, if we scroll down to more international fans' comments, it's more or less the same thing. Not so much, the harshness. I don't understand why he's doing this again when he already caused so much hate last time. I'm sorry, but does he not have friends to rant to about this? Like, why is he ranting about a work-related issue to anonymous fans? So, of course, because of the details that we have from this live, people think that it's IVE, and there's even a video that goes along with this. So, during Music Bank in Paris, after the performances were done, they were at the stage greeting fans one last time. You can see here that IVE was busy interacting with their fans. Then a member and that guy were running on stage from far away. Chan and Lena were running because they were way behind the other members, but the IVE members were busy greeting the fans, so they didn't see these members. Kyle, Iseo, and Ray, as we see here, then Wonnie and Liz. You can see here how two Stray Kids members were bowing to Yunjin. So this TikTok is saying that Yunjin realized too late to be able to bow back to them or greet them. Of course, Bangchan is allowed to misunderstand the situation, and he could have not realized it, but the Stray Kids international fans took this video and ran with it, saying that IVE didn't greet Stray Kids. So because he said it was a generational thing, people are thinking it's groups younger than him. However, a lot of people are pointing out that there's literally two members in IVE who debuted the exact same year that Stray Kids did. So would it really be IVE? Like, would it really be IVE? Would it really be a generational thing when, like, calculate the percentage of how much IVE isn't fourth gen? But I wonder if this is actually the moment caught on camera that he was talking about, or if it's just something totally random. Now, a lot of people, of course, are saying, like, he could have talked to them directly. Why is he mentioning something from a month ago? Let's talk about it, actually. So is it really Bangchan's fault that IVE are getting hated right now? It's a really tricky situation because, in theory, idols should be able to come out and express their frustrations with things. Like, it shouldn't have to be a witch hunt. He was kind of funny as hell in that video. Like, it's a generation thing. Like, I'm gonna sound like such a boomer. And then he goes on to talk like an actual boomer. Like, is that just high comedy that none of us are understanding here? And apparently this is something that means a lot to him because he's mentioned it many times before. Because there's even this article here. Turns out Stray Kids Bangchan is a greetings maniac. Maniac. Stray Kids Bangchan said on his live that he listened to Future Perfect and mentioned and Hypen. He said that the song is very good and that they're good that they're good at greeting people. They're also good on stage. Then here, Ateez Wonderland. He felt the grandiosity. If the Hubeis didn't greet him, they must either be busy or they didn't see him, so he'd understand. He definitely thinks that greetings are important. No matter how you do, it's important. Bangchan started by saying that it was nice that Lightsum were good with greetings. He said that they greeted him warmly and talked about the importance of greetings. Man, he's talked about this so many times before. He said that when he watches the stage, he'll watch it until the end, but that sometimes some people don't greet him and just pass by. But MCND has never done it. They would always link eyes with him and greet him cheerfully. Oh my god. He talked about how external heroes were so cute and that they were good at greeting him. They work so hard to the point there's always music coming out from their practice room. It's just, it's so funny to me. If I was a stay, I would just be like, guys, this is literally a whole storyline, a whole comedic storyline that you guys are just not getting. Like, if you just don't get it, just say you don't get it. So yeah, it seems it's really important to him. And a lot of people are being like, isn't he a foreigner though? Like, why is this so important to him? But anyways, back to my point. I think idols should be able to express themselves, express their frustrations without it turning into a total witch hunt. However, that's not the world we live in, unfortunately. So yes, if you do say things like this and you give like the time, the place, and people can figure out the lineup and everything and even get fan cams and videos of it all, you have to prepare yourself for the fact that some people will have to bear the brunt of your fans' anger towards the situation. And JYP seems to be so lenient with their idols to be able to come online and express themselves. I remember Jay from Day 6 was literally always on Twitter and getting in trouble. And I don't think people necessarily mean to say things that are problematic, but sometimes they say something that's like slightly problematic and then people take it and blow it up into something that is bigger than what they even ever understood it to be to begin with. Lily as well, I see so many clips of her where I'm like, oh my god, you know, if someone decided that what she said was out of bounds, then it's like over, isn't it? Like, that could be a scandal. But luckily people are understanding her humor. But you know what I mean? It always depends which audience is watching at what time, because you know, she could justify murder and then like some group of people might take it totally the wrong way and then it blows up into something totally out of this world. But I don't know, it's definitely a double-edged sword, because yes, sometimes you just want to be free and say things, but also you have to understand the repercussions. But sometimes you say one thing and it doesn't have any repercussions, and then you say another thing and it has total repercussions, and it's hard to gauge at times. It's like, is it his fault that his fans would ride or die for him and would go as far as hating on another group just because he vaguely said something? I mean, technically no. Technically the fans should be held accountable. But at the end of the day, we do live in an internet culture where we know if we do say one thing, it does have this snowball effect. But I would love to know what you think about that. I remember even Ateez kind of touched on something like this, how the younger trainees were kind of talking to them more informally. Let's take a look at that.
저희 이것도 있었어요. 대기실에서 인사를 왔어요. 그래서 인사를 하고 잘 보고 있어요.
So maybe it really is a generational difference, and all these, you know, 4th gen groups are actually fucking boomers now. It's come to that point. It's one thing to express a pet peeve that you have, and it's another thing for someone to take that pet peeve, which to him, it's probably a pet peeve. I don't know. Like, does he seem like super bothered, like he's crying himself to sleep at night over this? I don't know him. I don't know. But if you express like a pet peeve and then someone takes that as like, oh my god, I need to absolutely trash whoever did this to you, you poor baby. It's like, ugh. But then you also have, you know, yeah, you got to be careful with what you say. This is why idols don't fucking talk to you guys. Companies like, don't say anything because look at what can happen. I remember, okay, anecdote. I remember once, like, I was in school and this girl was walking around with her phone playing the loudest music. And I was like, oh my god, this generation is like so disrespectful. Like, nobody wants to listen to your music, you little evil child. And I can just picture him feeling the same way. Like, it's annoying. You don't like it, but it's not something you would murder someone over. See how I connected those? My goodness. Okay, moving on to other things. Just kidding, because actually a couple hours ago, the Stray Kids Instagram account uploaded the following. So of course there's a black screen and it says, "Hello, this is Bangchan from Stray Kids. I apologize for the offense caused by the comments I made during a recent live broadcast. I thought about the impact my words and behavior can have on others and have deeply reflected on myself. I would like to mention that it was not my intention to specify a certain artist and that my comments had nothing to do with the artist being mentioned currently. I would like to express my deepest apologies to the artist who has been hurt by my careless words. I sincerely apologize. I will be more cautious of what I say in order to ensure that this does not happen again. Once again, I sincerely apologize." What he means is Daddy JYP tore him a new one and now he can't be as expressive anymore. All I understood was you guys ruined it. No, but it really touches on what I said earlier. You could say the same thing 100 times, but only the 101th time is when people decide to take an issue with it and turn it into something big. So I think it's easy to be like, he should have known that his words have impact. He's been talking about this forever. He's obsessed with this subject. But it's only now that it turned into something a lot bigger than he, what I believe intended it for it to be. Because I was also thinking about it when he said Lightsome came and greeted him and they were nice to him and, the importance of that. People could have went and looked at all the lineup of the people who were promoting at the same time as Lightsome and come to the conclusion that the other artists promoting at that time were not greeting him properly. I don't know, that's the main thing. I think you could say something over and over again, but it depends on what the audience is feeling in this specific timing for it to actually turn into a scandal. Does that make sense? Let me know. So the comments on Instagram are vastly different. My friend Sabrina wrote, "People in the industry are disrespectful for not greeting people like they should. There's no need to apologize for being honest about how you're treated. You of all people deserve respect." And similarly, a lot of the other comments are like, "No, it's not your fault. You don't have to apologize for this. Why are you even apologizing? What?" It's not wrong for him to express his disappointment, but we do unfortunately have this wild internet culture that is not just specific to K-pop. Even I'll go on TikTok and someone will be like, "This business was absolutely horrendous to me," and without any proof, hordes and hordes of people go and leave bad reviews to this business. They have never had any interaction with this business before. That person could be lying through their teeth, but these people come in hordes and they don't even need to fact check anything because what they feel inside is right. And even random businesses that had nothing to do with it but happen to have the same name being the targets of this, unintentionally, because people decided they wanted to believe what some random person on TikTok said. It's absolutely wild. On one hand, yes, we do need to be careful what we say when we have large platforms. On the other hand, it's really frustrating that fans are never ever held accountable for the amount of damage that they end up doing. So that's why I'm constantly saying it's a double-edged sword. But anyways, let me know what you think. So let's actually go to K-pop shenanigans, because the bulk of this video was mostly like, Bangchan was upset, how I've got dragged into this. So we have some K-pop shenanigans to talk about. So the Ningning styling drama. So. K-netizens debate the appropriateness of Ningning's see-through outfit. So I remember seeing this on Panchoa as well. K-netizens were just really confused about why the stylist would do this to her. It looks like she's wearing just underwear. Why couldn't they have given her something under her shirt? It's literally see-through. It's not something that's super obvious when you're watching K-pop, but after you've been in K-pop for a while, you realize that there are certain body parts that are constantly covered. And then when you see them uncovered in the K-pop context, you're like, oh my God, like it's I'm not used to that. So it's interesting to me because this is the picture that people are, criticizing the stylist over. However, she didn't actually wear this on stage or in any of the promotions of, well, not the promotion. Well, no, she didn't wear this. So if we see here, she actually has a tube top covering her. And if you actually watch the performance of this, it's the same tube top. I just find it interesting because people are like, oh my God, why would this stylist do this to her? Da, 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 da. But then, clearly they changed her. So K-netizens are like, it's horrible that the stylist would do this to her. And then international stands are more along the lines of, she's literally an adult. Let her wear what she wants. She looks fine. Which I agree. I think idols should be able to wear what they want. However, we see just right off the bat that one photo, people are already criticizing the stylist and they don't find it to be a good look. My favorite comment in response to this is this one. But it's okay to debut 14, 15, 16-year-olds and wear skimpy, tight, shorter leather outfits. Oh, and don't forget luxury brands dressing them in truly inappropriate clothes. LOL, you look great, Ningning. I mean, it's definitely not the first time a female idol is in the quote-unquote news for wearing something that people don't necessarily agree with, but as usual, let me know what you think. Then we have a video that went viral of a fan at a BLACKPINK concert. A literal fan. A fan yelling at someone holding a fan at a BLACKPINK concert. Maniac, damn it. That is so frustrating. Like, I can't even imagine being down there, like in the general admission. I don't know if it's general admission, like just to stand there. Because first of all, you're just kind of like glued. I mean, you're glued against everyone no matter where you're seated, right? But at least like when you're seated, you know where, like front and back, you're fine. Here, this looks like a nightmare. And I know you want your idols to be able to see you and interact with you, but shit. Put the fucking fan down. I'm surprised Jenny didn't say anything since she's such a stickler for people even having their phones out, but I also saw this TikTok and I thought it was funny as hell. I would have to I didn't confirm the source or anything, but I just thought it was funny. So it's basically like prohibited items at the Agust concert, right? Oversized fans, oversized headbands, wedding veils. Oh my god. Someone literally wrote, poor NMIXX are gonna have to write no fucking babies. And then Yunjin pre-debut. I just want to take a look at this. So I'm not going to touch too much on plastic surgery, if I think she got work done, all that jazz. I just think it's so cute to see some idols pre-debut. Like, I don't know, the styling just already feels archaic at this point, doesn't it? The like undershirt sticking out and everything. I don't know. Oh, she's so cute. So of course they're doing her dirty to begin with by putting like a really edited picture below her. Some people are saying that Western makeup really emphasizes using contour to carve out cheekbones and everything, whereas Korean makeup, it absolutely doesn't do that. But anyways, pre-debut pics give me life. I mean, I remember the first time I watched a Lauryn Hill video, I'm going to say this all the time, I genuinely thought like most idols didn't get any work done. And then I saw that there are like little tweaks that you can do to your face that are so subtle. And it completely changed my worldview on plastic surgery and K-pop. And I know fans are always like, my idol has not gotten any work done. And once you get to know plastic surgery a little bit better, you start to see it everywhere. And just like, there's a reason why this idol can't move their face. I need to make it clear. The vast majority of idols have gotten plastic surgery. That should in no way speak to their morality. It doesn't mean they're terrible people. I used to think so terribly about plastic surgery and how people are being influenced to get work done, all of that jazz. I think those are valid concerns and arguments, but at this point, I can't help but be neutral about it because I do not want to demonize people for getting work done. If you were in the public eye, you'd do the same. Fans are mean as hell. You know, people walking down the street have super easy access to plastic surgery. Everyone, well, not plastics, cosmetic work, I should say. Botox, fillers, all that jazz. It's a really touchy gray subject. I never wanted this to be a full-on plastic surgery discussion. I just wanted to show you pre-debut Yunjin because I thought it was really cute. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to let me know what you think of each of these subjects. And these are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye! So in my G-Idol video, I actually like took my glasses off in a bit and my face filter made me look like I had no nose. So I turned the face filter to low and suddenly it kind of looks HD, doesn't it? Like the face, okay, I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't know there was a face filter on, but I didn't really notice it that much. Like, I just thought the camera quality was pretty bad. And I'm like, yeah, well, the camera quality is bad and there's a face filter. So, you know, that contributes. But now the face filter is off and the camera quality seems better. I mean, I also have two lights right now, but I don't know, man. I just felt embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, like I don't have a nose. And people have been telling me for a while, like, you know, the face filter is really strong. I'm like, leave me alone. You guys are terrors to me most of the time. Why would I want to show my face? Anyways.